Alright, now for easier access to lubricate the needle bar drive, I'm going to have to remove this metal sub panel. And it looks like the only thing connected in on it is a holder for the lamp wire. So certainly could peer into the peer in through these holes and get some lubrication in there, but I'll take this panel off so that we can see better with the camera. There we go. With that panel out of the way, we can certainly see everything much better now. So again, I'm gonna just get our drop of oil on everything that we see moving in here. And this machine has a link on the top here that releases the presser foot pressure when the needle is coming up to help feed. I don't know if there's a way to disengage that or not. It's a semi-walking foot kind of a thing. So you can see all the spots that we lubricated in here. Again, anywhere that moves. And I'm going to reinstall this panel, and actually, I'm going to move the camera, and we're going to do some more peering around. With the panel, that silver panel removed, we can peer in behind the black one here and see our metal cam stack. It is greased, but under here you can see there's a plastic gear to drive it. So since there's still grease on this cam stack, I'm not going to worry about that. I will put a dab of oil on the drive or the shaft for the cam stack, and then get to the other end and start working on the column with the selectors in it. Because the big black panel on the back of this 1010 is a pain to move, and it's got some anchor points for the other mechanisms. To do service on this, we're just peering through our cutouts, and the one I'm focused on now is the one for the cam selection. When I pull the cam lever to the right, it lifts our following bracket here, and then the slide pushes back and forth along to move the follower. So I'm gonna reach in there and get some oil in all of those sliding points, and then work my way down the column. And I know I said the reverse link is sticky, so when I find that, I will turn the... I found the reverse link on the back side here. I'm lifting the reverse lever on the front of the machine, and you can see this whole bracket is moving, and it's very sluggish to return. So I'm gonna go through and lubricate every one of these different sliding spots, and see if that, especially there's a big pivot bar here, so let's see about getting some fresh oil on that. There's also a link I can see down behind the motor cover here. I'm going to work my way in on that real quick and see what I can do, and we'll see if that all loosens up. There we go. Fresh oil, and working this back and forth. This screw and this bracket were sticky when I started, and I just had to work that fresh oil in, and now we've got the forward and reverse control working again. Well, I've carefully oiled everything and gotten the stitch length moving again. It's gotten sticky again with a little bit of rest there, so clearly need to work it a little bit more, but we're gonna get our covers back on and start with the 2.5 millimeter hex head button here. Wait, were these longer screws? I thought these were short screws. Where did the... That's right, these are skinny and long for this back cover. There we go. Remember to take my hand wheel nut off before I try to put covers back on. That's right, since I separated these, the end cover goes on last. And lift our take-up arm. Put all these silver nickel-plated screws on the pretty side here. The black screws went under the covers and on the bottom side where they anchored in. And then with these screws a little loose, we can pop the end on and get this hidden screw behind the hand wheel. Then I'll put the hand wheel and stuff on and worry about the, there we go, bottom screws in a moment, because there were 2 screws underneath. Alright, and of course drop a screw right away, but make sure that we catch the same thread for the self-tapping screws so that we aren't stripping those out. The other thing Bernina does, in addition to having a skinnier hook, they've got their clutch washer is reversed from the Singer and the knockoff and the Japanese made and a lot of other class 15 style clutch nuts. Instead of having 3 ears on the outside and 2 tabs on the inside, they put 2 tabs on the inside, or 3 tabs on the inside and 2 ears on the outside of the washer, so tighten this up, and that is between the two tabs on the outside of the, or ears on the outside of the washer, so that should be fine. Right. Oh yeah, it loosens more than a quarter turn, so we're good with that. And put press our power knob back on. And I can tighten all these silver screws here and then hit the bottom. Don't forget our trim covers there. 2 screws for the trim pieces that come in from the bottom of the machine are right here on, this is the side trim piece, it's a shorter screw, and then this big hunk and long screw goes in from this hole for the back trim there. Alright, see this thread guide on the top of this Bernina? Mushed here, it's supposed to have a gap to slip a thread in, so I'm just going to carefully give it a little pull, and it now looks straight-ish. Still needs to be a little bit alright, let me there. Now you can see there's a gap for the thread to go in to that guide like it's supposed to. And I may have to reform that a little bit, but it's certainly better than the smashed it was